So for me, at my restaurant, I don't know if anybody's ever heard of my restaurant or been to my restaurant, but I kind of have gone the road less traveled. I was one of the first chefs out there really promoting farm to table. In fact, in the late 90s, I was at farmers markets having people sign petitions just so we could label GMOs. Not saying GMOs are bad, just wanted them on our labels. So I was at the farmers market in the 1997 having people sign petitions back then. In 1999, the restaurant I was involved in Colorado, we were using 57 small farms for our food. And it was a massive task to be able to order from 57 small farms back in the late 90s for your food, because you had to call each farmer individually, you had to know what each farmer was doing, and it wasn't like they sent emails out, and because that technology was there, but it wasn't being used. So I chose to take the harder path, but I knew it was the better path. And now look today at the Farm to Craze table. Look at all these food hubs. Look at all the eat local, support local. The whole local movement has just taken threshold. And back in 1998, when I was doing this, 1999, I was in Colorado. The Colorado Department of Agriculture put out a press release calling me the Willie Nelson to the farmers of Colorado, because Willie Nelson does all these farm benefits, and I was doing farm benefit dinners. And I went to the James Beard Foundation in New York City, and I brought all Colorado food and represented all Colorado farmers, way before this was really starting to take hold. So going a different path is great, because it brings attention to you. It brings attention to you, and again, it takes you out of your comfort zone. I could have easily not gone that route. I could have easily not done a lot of other things in my career that would have just taken me in a non-comfort zone. So doing the road less traveled has big payoffs. When I was introduced, they said I was on CNN and Dr. Oz and things like that. That's because those networks found me because I was doing something different. Next week, I'm doing an interview for Good Morning America because of salt. Because I'm very passionate about cooking and about food and the food that we eat and the food and the environment, which is why my restaurant is green certified. So I'm very passionate about every single ingredient that comes into my kitchen. So if you ask me about the salt, about the sugar, about the buckwheat flour we buy, I can tell you where it's coming from. I can tell you who's farming it. I can really get in depth with you on this kind of stuff. So when I now have my resume online out there and I talk to my guests and I talk to the web about salt, you get people's attention. So because I'm doing something less traveled, you get more attention.